You check your phone again. You just checked it 40 seconds ago. Nothing has changed. Nothing was ever going to change in 40 seconds. But your thumb moved before your brain even decided to let it. This isn't weakness. It isn't a lack of discipline. It's a survival circuit that's 2 million years old, and it has no idea it's living in your pocket. Picture your ancestor on the savannah. The grass rustles. Was that the wind or something with teeth? The cavemen that checked every single time without fail survived to pass itself on. The cavemen shrugged and kept walking, sometimes didn't get a second chance. So evolution built you a system that rewards checking. Not finding, checking. Dr. Robert Sapolsky, a neuroscientist at Stanford, has spent decades studying this exact mechanism in primates. He found that dopamine, the brain chemical everyone blames for pleasure, actually spikes hardest during the anticipation of a reward, not the reward itself. The chase lights up the brain more than the catch. Now layer in something stranger. In the 1950s, psychologist B.F. Skinner ran an experiment with pigeons and levers. Some pigeons got food every time they pressed a lever. Predictable. Reliable. They pressed it occasionally, when hungry, then stopped. Other pigeons got food at random intervals. Sometimes the lever worked, sometimes it didn't. No pattern, no way to predict it. Those pigeons pressed the lever obsessively. They couldn't stop. Skinner called it the variable ratio reward schedule, and it remains, to this day, the most powerful behavioral hook ever documented. Your phone runs on the exact same schedule. Most of the time you check it, there's nothing. A few unread emails, a notification you already saw. But sometimes there's a message from someone you like. A like on a photo you posted. News that matters. You can never predict which check will be the good one, so you keep pulling the lever. Here's the part that should unsettle you. Your ancestors' rustling grass was occasionally a real threat, and occasionally just wind, and the unpredictability of that danger is precisely what kept the checking behavior so deeply wired into your biology. Your phone has hijacked a system built for tigers and used it to sell you advertising. Dr. Anna Lemke, a psychiatrist at Stanford who studies addiction, has pointed out that the human brain hasn't changed much in 50,000 years, but the availability of dopamine triggers has exploded. We didn't evolve a new brain for the smartphone era. We're running ancient software on hardware it was never designed to handle. Think about what that rustle in the grass actually meant. It meant pay attention right now, because this could be the difference between living and dying. Your phone buzzing in your pocket triggers the same ancient alert. Your nervous system cannot tell the difference between a predator and a push notification. Both say, check now, or risk missing something important. Anthropologist Sarah Hrdy has written extensively about how human survival never depended on individual strength alone. It depended on staying connected to the group, knowing who was angry, who was generous, who might help, and who might not. Social information was survival information. A missed signal about your tribe could cost you an ally, a meal, or your safety. That's why a notification feels urgent even when it's nothing. Somewhere underneath the surface, your brain is still asking the oldest question there is. Am I still part of the group? Did something just happen that I need to know about? Your phone exploits that question dozens of times a day, and you answer almost every time, because not answering used to be dangerous. But here's the twist almost nobody talks about. The ancestors who survived weren't the ones who checked the most. They were the ones who learned which signals actually mattered and let the rest go. A rustle that happened every few seconds, with nothing behind it, eventually got filtered out. The brain adapted. It learned the difference between real signal and background noise. Your brain can still do that. It's just never been given the chance, because the noise never stops long enough for it to learn the pattern. So tonight, when you feel your hand drift toward your phone for no reason at all, you're not failing at self-control. You're listening to a 2-million-year-old alarm system doing exactly what it was built to do in a world it was never built for. You can work with that system instead of fighting it blindly. Put the phone in another room while you eat. Turn off notifications you don't actually need. Give your attention back to the people sitting across from you, the way your ancestors had no choice but to do. None of this requires more willpower. It just requires fewer rustles in the grass. The rustle in the grass is gone, but the part of you that still listens for it never left.